Alright guys, welcome back to another Raw review. This was the last Raw before WrestleMania, so you could assume that they're going to put on a pretty good show, right? No, hell wrong. This show was garbage. This show was shit, just like Raw is every week. I thought maybe, just maybe, the last week before WrestleMania, they'd actually do something half decent, make it a little bit good, but nah, I was too optimistic. That was not the case. So, we kick off Raw with Drew McIntyre, and honestly, it feels like for the past maybe let's say 6, 7, 8 years on the road to WrestleMania, someone will come. They'll come out. They'll cut a generic promo. They'll speak a lot of They'll speak forever, but say nothing. And then they'll finish it by pointing at the sign, or they'll look at the sign, and they seem to think that's a great promo. Oh, I've worked so hard to get here. I'm going to win the title. Then point to the Mania sign. Pointing to the Mania sign means absolutely nothing. See, when Austin was kicking McMahon's ass and he was trying to defeat the corporation to win the title, he wasn't pointing at the WrestleMania sign. See, when Undertaker was the man and he was fucking digging graves and taking souls, whatever he says, or he was American, but he wasn't looking at the WrestleMania sign. There was no WrestleMania sign when Hulkamania was running strong. See this whole John Cena wasn't looking at a WrestleMania sign. See this whole belief that just pointing at a sign or looking at a sign can somehow make it feel bigger. It makes you look like a fucking retard. It legit does. There's nothing about these promos that are good. Drew McIntyre's talking about the hard work he used to get here. Who cares? I mean, that's like behind the scenes footage. That's like if they're doing a documentary on Drew. That's when you want to hear about, his story, how he got to WWE, how about he left his family behind. Right? This is WWE programming. We don't care. Why would you care about when Drew talks about leaving his family behind? Straight away, he just loses all star power and he feels like a normal person. We don't want to hear about how Drew felt sad because he had to left his mother behind. We don't care about that. We care about the character on TV. We don't care about what he does off TV. I mean, that's fucking nonsense. That's like Walter White, legit, in the middle of a Breaking Bad scene, saying, like talking about how he's actually the character is left. Bryan Cranston has maybe had to. Oh, I'm missing my family. Shooting all these scenes. It's been tough. Shooting season 5, shooting this finale. It's been tough. I've been away from my family for so long. What? You would never get that. That's fucking garbage. That's like reality. I mean, that's not. That's like reality, man. This WWE's not reality. This is supposed to be an entertainment fucking television show. Yet they keep blinding. They keep it's garbage. It's fucking garbage. Drew McIntyre's garbage. I mean, the product's garbage, but Drew's really bad. Hopefully, he does not win the title. And I'm sick of anyone who looks at the WrestleMania sign and points at the Mania sign. It's pish. It really is. I'm lost for words. Lashley comes out. Nothing happens here. Absolutely. King Corbin comes out. A guy that's not been relevant in a bit. When was the last time Corbin was a threat? Seriously, we're talking about maybe 3, 4 years ago. Ever since he got buried on that SmackDown segment by The Rock and Becky Lynch, he's been an absolute joke. And all of a sudden, why is he even on Raw? He's a SmackDown guy. Why is he even on Raw? Now all of a sudden, we're supposed to believe that he's the man that's going to stop Drew McIntyre. This is garbage. This is nonsense. This makes zero sense. Why is he here? Why does he care? Should he not be worried? What's Baron Corbin doing at Mania? Why is Corbin worried about Drew McIntyre getting to Mania when he should be worried about himself getting to Mania? This is atrocious. This is awful. This is how we started the show. I'd give it 0 out of 10 for that. Next with Xavier Woods versus AJ Styles. I hate Kofi Kingston. I really do. I mean, I think he's the worst world champion of all time. There's a few contenders. You've got Kofi. You've got like Finn Balor. But I'm going to go with Kofi. I think Kofi is the worst champion of all time. And Xavier Woods beats AJ Styles with a roll up. I mean, this Amos guy, why are they killing AJ? I mean, a guy that could be, a main event. Obviously, in today's standards, he's a legit main eventer, but he hasn't been treated that way in a long time. But when it's mental when AJ first came in, he felt like a big star. He felt like a big deal. He had that feud with Reigns, and he was the face that ran the place on SmackDown. He had that awesome rivalry with Cena. They put on a bunch of great matches. The promos were pretty good as well. It felt big time. It felt like fucking AJ was a big star in WWE, and now he's like an afterthought. He's just a guy that's teaming up with this giant. And where's it going? It's going absolutely nowhere. So I don't know, but AJ deserves a lot better than this. Maybe he should go back to, I don't know, go back to TNA or something. Try and help them because his WWE career's dead. It's absolutely going nowhere. Um, yeah, it's going nowhere, guys. Just like this show, absolutely nowhere. Then we had Braun Strowman standing in the ring with a steel cage built up, basically just to talk about what Shane McMahon has been doing to him. They built a steel cage just because they're having a steel cage match, and Braun Strowman wanted to talk about the rivalry inside a steel cage. Absolute nonsense. Then Riker and Elias come out handicap match. Strowman wins, hardly surprising. Strowman picks up the win. This has to be probably the match maybe I care least about. There's a lot of matches I don't give a shit about, but Shane versus Strowman is definitely up there. Awful. Then we had Miz and Morrison destroy Bad Bunny's car. They painted it, then they attacked Bad Bunny from behind, gave him a black eye or a mark underneath his eye. I mean, who cares? This Bad Bunny guy, he's supposed to be this big like mega star. Then he performed that song Booker T. It was fucking goddamn awful. And then then Miz and Morrison bring out a song, and the song they bring out is 10 times better than Bad Bunny's. Like, what the fuck? If this guy's supposed to be a mega recording star, how can the Miz and Morrison, like legit, not even joking, how can Miz and Morrison create better music if this guy's supposed to be a Grammy million time award winning this, that, and everything else? So it just doesn't make any sense. Then what did we have after that? We had Asuka and Rhea Ripley teaming up to take on Fat Ass and that ugly fucker that looks like Predator. I can't remember her name. Shayna Baszler. Yep. So Rhea Ripley turns on Asuka. How could anyone possibly be excited over Asuka versus Rhea Ripley? The mind baffles me. It really fucking does. If you're excited about that, then you know what. All the power to you, but I'm not. But Cedric Alexander threatening, along with Shelton Benjamin, threatening MVP backstage, says that he's just a cripple has been, and that tonight he's gonna, um, get revenge on Bobby Lashley, whatever as they go out. Benjamin and Cedric beat up Lashley before the match starts, but Lashley ends up winning. You know what I mean? May as well just made this a 2-on-1 match. Lashley wins. Lashley looks strong. Yeah, I mean, who cares? Then we had a bit of a package, basically a package showing what's been happening with the and the Fiend and Alexa Bliss, instead of actually doing something new on the last Mania before Raw or the last Raw before Mania. Fuck it, you shouldn't review these things at 4 a.m. man. It's bad. It really is bad. But anyway, instead of actually doing something new, they just shows old shit. So I mean, who cares about that? Then we had Mustafa Ali taking on Riddle for the US Night title. Riddle wins. I mean, that was predictable as fuck. I mean, that's absolutely could not have, I don't know. Oh my god, I'm sick of doing these reviews. Fuck. I swear. I swear. I think I'm done. I will review this. I will review SmackDown, and I will review Mania. But I actually think I'm done with wrestling, guys. Obviously, I'm a fan of wrestling, right? And I'm always going to be a fan of wrestling, but I just can't handle this new stuff, the current stuff. I just can't watch it. I really can't. If I'm being honest here, I've got better things to do in my time than sit and watch Raw. And it's not even the fact you're wasting 3 hours. It's the fact that you're having to sit up to 4 a.m. to watch it, and then there's nothing memorable about it. And by 4 a.m., you're fucking completely wrecked. You're shattered. So nothing was that good on the show, so you can't even remember it. The only thing you can remember is like the awful stuff. And even though there is a lot of awful stuff on it, then what did we get? We got a backstage thing with all the jobber tag teams, and Nia Jax and Baszler defending their titles. Apparently, it's going to be a I'm beyond enjoying a video. I know that's unprofessional, but you know what? At this state, of my phone's just fell. Oh, what a disaster this is. So they're having a match at Mania. I don't care. I don't fucking care. This is all bad. Bad Bunny. Speaking of Bad Bunny comes out, cuts one of the worst promos I've ever seen. Yeah, talks a load of shite about. It took him about 15 minutes, basically, on the mic to say he respects all the legends apart from the Miz. You know what I mean? So fuck. And I like the Miz, but I mean, I don't even know if don't know if I'd go as far as calling the Miz a legend. I've got to be honest. When I look at the Miz, I look at him as a main eventer, especially for today's standards. But I don't look at him as a legend. I just don't. I don't. I kind of don't. Yeah, I don't. I'll be honest. I fucking don't. Then we move into the main event, man. It is Baron Corbin versus Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre wins. He fucking points at the sign. When he points at the sign, I'm just pointing to my bed, and I'm like, "Fuck it, I'm away. I'm away to sleep." At the end, MVP's walking up the ramp. Lashley comes out. He looks at Drew. Drew looks at Lashley. The crap commentator goes, "Who's going to be willing to sacrifice more on Saturday?" And Raw goes off the air. I think due to the fact this is the last Raw before Mania, this could be one of the worst Raws I've ever seen. And more importantly, I cannot believe for the life of me that this is the last Raw before Mania, and they didn't even do anything with Randy Orton or the Fiend. All they did was show a fucking repeat from. They just showed a package from like the last couple of weeks. I mean, come on, how can you not do anything like fresh, anything new on the last show with, in my opinion, the best feud going in to Mania? This feud's been going on for like 6 months, and they've just last chance to do something fresh, last chance to do something new, last chance to do anything, and they don't take it. They just throw out a promo package. Unfucking believable. Cannot believe that. This Raw was garbage. This Raw was really, really garbage. The best thing about this Raw, I'm not even joking when I say this. The best thing about this Raw was Billy Kay. All these jobber, fucking irrelevant female tag teams that do not matter or shit backstage are all complaining. They're all saying, "Oh, I'm going to win the tag titles. I'm going to win the tag titles." And then out of nowhere, it's like Billy Kay just pops through the middle, and she's like I'm going to win the tag team titles, and it's just her on her own with a portrait of herself, and like there's a wee contract on the back, and apparently she tried to get Carmella to sign it, and she wants Carmella to be a tag team partner. That was the best thing on Raw. That was it. Everything else was fucking garbage. Bad Bunny cutting a 15-minute promo, barely able to speak English. What's the point of that? It'd be like giving Kali a 15-minute promo, right? It just does not make any sense. This show doesn't make sense. Uh, I used to say I thought Raw was better than SmackDown. I think I might be talking shit. What I would say is, what I would say is, I would go as far as saying I think Raw. I think there's more people that I care about on Raw, but I would say yeah, probably SmackDown is the better show. But Raw is awful. I'd say the main event scene on SmackDown's better, but Raw you've got 2 hours and it's garbage. I mean, Raw I think should be good. I like Bobby Lashley. I like the Fiend. I like Alexa Bliss. I like Randy Orton. I like MVP. I used to like McIntyre. There's Sheamus is all right, I guess. Do you know what I mean? Like the Raw has got some decent things on it. AJ used to be good. He's crap now, but he used to be good. Jeff Hardy is on Raw, but we haven't seen him for weeks, so I don't even know what's happening with Jeff Hardy. But I think Raw does have the better. I think Raw's got the better roster than SmackDown. But yeah, the 3 hour shows are fucking dreadful, guys. And this, I was not excited going into Mania, and this show made me even less excited, which I did not think was possible. This is getting a -1, guys, a -1 out of 10, and this could very well be. I'm not even exaggerating here. I'm not going to say ever because I know it's not going to be ever, but I think this could be the last Raw that I review this year, and I genuinely mean that. Like perhaps if something big happens at WrestleMania, or if I'm off Tuesday after Mania, I might review the Raw after Mania, but I do not see me long term, guys, reviewing these shows because they're fucking awful. And that's it. I'm away. I'm absolutely wrecked here. I've got nothing else to say. That's it, guys. Till next time. -1 out of 10. Peace.